My name's Billa. I'm 43 years old. I was born in Bradford in the north of England. Like most, I had a good upbringing, but still, there was still something missing. I started drinking and smoking cigarettes at 13. Soon enough progressed to smoking weed. Few situations all happened at once. Girlfriend breaking up with me, my friends going to university, my parents being on my case because I was just smoking weed and drinking all the time basically. With all that happening, I just wanted to switch off and not feel. I just wanted to be numb, and that's where I came across heroin for the first time. I take myself back to that time and place, and what I would have done, I would have opened up to someone and told them how I was feeling to try resolve the problem, as opposed to just bury myself in drugs and drink to try forget about the situation, which never gets resolved anyway. I didn't see any other option. I mean, sure, I did try stop. I even did a short 16 months in prison in 2005 where I served 8 months, but that still didn't deter me.
Something had to give. Marriage broke down. I eventually found myself homeless.
I'll always remember that first night that I had to sleep rough. It was behind like a park, in between two bushes. I had to keep warm by burning the jumper off my back that night, and just it felt as if I was broken, that I had no hope, no friends, no family around me. I was on my own, so I just pressed that self-destruct button and just went down the rabbit hole even further.
I started dealing to facilitate my own use. Got it to where I was, driving nice cars, had fat pockets, didn't need for anything, but there was still something missing, because that hole that I was trying to fill, I was just filling it with fake stuff. It might have just given me that instant gratification there and then, but it was nothing real.
What other way was it going to end? Death or prison? I guess I was one of the lucky ones. The coppers bust down the door, armed response, and I was taken to prison that day. I had this feeling inside me of partly fear, but of liberation and just wanting some sort of change. I remember quite vividly thinking, right, no matter how I feel, I was so broken inside, but I need to get my game face on, but can't show no fear. I'm coming into prison, you know what I mean? Because, it's that sort of environment.
For any given moment, violence, a fight can happen right in front of you. A screw can twist you up. Someone could come at you and with a shank, homemade like knife, and stab you just for not paying for your drugs, or someone's paid them to put a hit on you. It's a very surreal sort of atmosphere, but it's a little bit more than that. It's more psychological as well, especially with a lot of underlying mental health issues in the prison system with the prisoners, and a lot of the vulnerable people get taken advantage of.
One morning, whilst waiting for my methadone, I seen a poster, the Peace Education Programme. It caught my eye for some reason. It had words like peace, dignity, inner strength, and I thought, I'll have a bit of that. I put an application form in, and within weeks I was there at my first class.
We was shown these videos with this speaker, this peace ambassador I now know as Prem Rawat. He asked us all a question, which was, how many days do you think you get to live in a 70-year lifespan?
On average, if a human being lives for 70 years, then that's how many days you get 25,550 days. That's it.
Just that bit of information at that time, something overcame me. I remember going back to my pad, and I got like this felt tip pen in red it was, and I put on the wall 25,550 days.
What will tomorrow be like? In one sense, no different than today and no different than yesterday. And if you are fulfilled, it'll be unique. It'll be different than today, and it'll be different than yesterday, and the day before. And then you don't count the 25,550 because it doesn't matter. This is the gift.
All that week before the next week, I was filled with like guilt as well. I was ashamed and embarrassed to be in prison and what I'd actually done for all them so many years. And luckily the next peace education class was something that Prem said, we can't change the past. Tomorrow is not promised, but what counts is what we do today, the moment. If you keep focused on that, then things do get better. And I use that principle to help me cope.
I used to think, wow, this guy's talking to me, you know what I mean? And it's so like relevant in how I'm feeling and what I'm going through at the time. And he just says the right thing at the right moment to, you know, to help me on this process. You know, a lot of things were going on. I was coming off the drugs and my emotions were all over, but I had this direction, this I don't know, this light at the other end of the tunnel. Over the weeks, a lot of truly amazing things actually happened, and the changes that I saw in people, you know, not just in myself. These gold nuggets that Prem were giving was like, you know, was very profound and deep, mind-blowing. It's changed my life in ways that I'd forgotten about how to live. I'd been trying to fill this hole within me for so many years, and now I'm filling it with something positive, something wonderful. I was clinging to this peace education program as if my life depended on it. I became like a Shannon Trust mentor where I helped people with reading, writing disabilities. I became a Giving Time ambassador, and that focused on voluntary jobs for people once they got released into the community. I remember coming out of prison on the 7th of October 2020. I didn't even know where I was sleeping that night, but I had the most important thing. I had myself on point, and that was worth more than anything else. The first time in 20 years, I was able to just appreciate beauty in the simplest form. Ever since that day I was released, things have just gone from strength to strength. I started a radio podcast script to help out the prisoners, to show my journey, my story, just in hope that, you know, maybe, just maybe, it might help another prisoner. We all have challenges and barriers that we overcome, but ultimately, everything has to start with yourself. And once you find true peace within yourself, it goes out like a ripple effect, and that affects everyone around you. And once you light the candle of positivity, in turn, they can light someone else's candle. We're all in it together at the end of the day. All 7 billion plus of us. I've been clean coming up 3 years now. You know, it's crazy me even thinking that. You know, before I would never even manage 3 weeks clean. It's all down to the hard work and the peace education program's message, Prem Rawat, getting back with my family, it's heartwarming. It really is, you know. And thinking about it now, you know, I do get emotional about it because it's my life, and no one can take that away.